What's up, gamers, and happy Halloween. 'Tis the season for scary movies, scary games, and other spooky things. But for gamers right now, the scariest thing is honestly Xbox. Gears of War Reloaded, a remake of the original, released recently for Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5, funny enough. For the last little bit, I've been working on a video about how Gears of War was the first game I really played online and how it was such a big deal to me, but I no longer want to make that video. Unless you've been hiding under a rock for the past, 3 to 4 months or so, Xbox has literally been committing seppuku right in front of our eyes, and I'd rather talk about that today. Truth be told, I've been working on this video for a while too, and every time I decided I was going to finalize it, something else came out in the news that I thought I had to add to it. It's been kind of exhausting. Alright, let's go ahead and start at the beginning. Early this year, Xbox increased their console prices, claiming, the tariffs to be the cause. And PlayStation did the same thing. Obviously, the Nintendo Switch 2 costs more than everybody thought it was going to, so I guess at first I could forgive that. Now is where things get unforgivable. For the past decade or so, Xbox has been buying up studios and trying to make more exclusive first-party games for their system, or rather just games published by them, since they seem to not care about exclusives at all. Since they did that, really the only things that have came out were the new Indiana Jones game, a few other disappointing first-party games. God, I gotta quit calling them first-party games. Microsoft published games, and really just a few. I honestly can't even think of many of the names besides the Indiana Jones game. It's really been pretty sparse. I guess Avowed was the other one I can think of. Again, there was like Redfall. It sucked really bad. It's been bad. Their strategy of buying studios has not worked out. Their real cash cow has been Rare, also known as Rareware, who at one time was my favorite video game developer. A studio that they bought that used to work really close with Nintendo, and was initially the whole reason that I was interested in an Xbox 360 to begin with, because I wanted to play Rareware games with the more advanced graphics. And we got a couple. There was Perfect Dark Zero, a prequel to the first one, which I enjoyed quite a bit. There was Cameo, and Conquer Live and Reloaded, I believe, was the first one they released. Then they relegated Rare to doing their Xbox avatars and Kinect Sports and that crap, and it was fine, I guess. But finally, Rare was able to make a new game. They made Sea of Thieves, and while initially it didn't do too well, it's grown into a massive success online game across multiple platforms. And Rare announced that they were making a new game called Everwild. And guess what? Microsoft canceled it and hit them, plus several other studios, with massive layoffs. I'm sorry, but buying a bunch of studios that make games that a lot of us actually like to play, such as Bethesda, and again, while Bethesda is technically under the Microsoft umbrella, I didn't really consider them part of the first-party things because they're still operating independently. But Microsoft is making the money from those. Like Oblivion Remastered was a big success. Starfield did fairly well, but I guess Microsoft is part of that as well. Sorry to go off on a little tangent like that. Anyway, you're buying studios that make games that people like to play, and then you either lay off those employees from those studios or close the studios altogether and cancel the project. So I guess I have to ask, what was the point in the first place? Moving on. Later on in the year, they canceled a game I've been waiting for 20 years to play. The new Perfect Dark game. A game that they formed a new studio for, and also brought on Crystal Dynamics, who did the Tomb Raider games, to assist with development. It was announced at the beginning of the Xbox Series X and S lifecycle, and they canceled it They closed that new studio. I believe it was called the Initiative or something. Then after cancellation, Crystal Dynamics reached out to Take-Two Interactive, or 2K as you probably know them, to try to continue development on the game, and 2K was interested. But due to some arguments between Microsoft and 2K over who would own the Perfect Dark license going forward, they couldn't come to an agreement. Really, Microsoft? You cared about what the Perfect Dark license meant to you going forward? You've had it for 20 years and have barely done anything with it. We could have got a new game. Look at this trailer, it's incredible. And I know there was some controversy saying that it was possibly faked or whatever, but one of the developers involved with the demo said that it wasn't faked, it was just designed to be played in a very specific way to showcase the gameplay. But it was real gameplay that was running in the engine. And obviously they had done some work to it. I mean, this trailer looks so good that they could have released it and called it kinda okay dark, and I still would have bought it. I've been waiting for years, decades now, for this game to come out, and now it never will. Thanks, Xbox. Moving on. Next, they increased their console prices again. PlayStation didn't do that this time, because the tariffs really haven't changed that much. Yet that didn't stop Xbox from jacking up their prices again. Now, I'm not going to go into specifics, but the Xbox Series X 2TB, their highest model, is $800. Yeah, you heard that right. $800 for a normal Xbox Series X with a 2TB SSD. The PS5 Pro, which is a better console, a more powerful console, an actual revision to the original hardware, costs $700. The less powerful Xbox Series X costs $800. And again, it's an Xbox. All of your exclusives are on PC also, and now they're coming to PlayStation 5. What's even the point? For $800, you might as well just build a PC. I mean, you could build a budget PC for $800, I think, even with the high prices nowadays, and probably do just as much graphics-wise, if not more, because it's a PC. Sarah Bond, our new cringy president of Xbox, has recently said that going forward, their new system, which apparently exists, is going to be a premium experience, quote-unquote premium, meaning expensive. And it's basically just going to be a PC. You're going to have your Xbox ecosystem, which you already have on PC, and then you're going to be able to play Steam games, GOG, and all the other crap that a PC can do. Speculation is this is going to cost like $1,200. So me, reading between the lines a bit, thinks that this will probably be Xbox's final attempt at a console, since really all they're doing is just making a Xbox branded PC, and they're just going to be a publisher going forward, which is what I think they should have done a while ago. It made sense with them buying all the studios to just become a publishing company. Except that all the games that they pay for, they just shut down. There was even a new MMO being developed by the team that did Elder Scrolls Online, and they shut that down too. I just don't understand what more you could do to shoot yourself in the foot. Now, I will give Phil Spencer credit. I kind of like the guy. Back in 2014 or whenever he took over, he started leading Xbox in a good direction. He brought him back from the brink of death with the Xbox One, how crap that launched, and he made some good decisions. But, man, I mean, even he's made some dumb calls lately too, and I think putting Sarah Bond in charge is one of them. This last year, they've made a ton of money. I want to say it was like $5 billion in revenue just from Game Pass alone, which proves that at least that's profitable somehow. And then the same day that he announced that, writing a memo to employees, I guess they announced more layoffs. Like, what are you doing? How do you think that's supposed to look? And now, speaking of Game Pass, we have the last big part of our agenda on this episode. They restructured Game Pass, and by restructuring, all I mean is that they made it more expensive. A lot more expensive. For the Game Pass Ultimate, the big tier that everybody was subscribed to, they increased the price by 50%. And they sent this poor girl out to show you that on this trailer. Just left her out to dry to get roasted online while Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer and what's that other guy's name? Matt Booty just sit back on the sidelines and watch it burn. 50% price increase, $30 a month. Quick math, I'm sure you can do it. For 12 months, that would be $360. Were they trying to pay homage to their most successful console there with the 360? Maybe, but I don't think anybody's going to be happy about that. Now, initially, you would think that this means that Game Pass really isn't making that much money, which a lot of us thought. But then there was that email saying it made like $5 billion in revenue. Does that just mean total revenue, or is that a profitable thing? I don't know. It's really hard to say at this point. After this, we found out that they also increased the price of the dev kits, so now it's more expensive to make games for Xbox. I guess the top-end dev kit is now $2,000. You already didn't have any games as it is, now you made it more expensive for people to make them for your platform. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But nothing that they've done makes sense lately. And lastly, in closing, something just happened a couple days ago. There's a new remake of Halo coming out. The first Halo. The launch game for the Xbox that basically defined it as a brand. The whole reason that people bought an Xbox in the first place. And while the game looks good, they're releasing it on PS5. They're putting Halo, the game that solidified Xbox as a brand, on PlayStation. So if you really don't think that they're trying to give up and just become a publisher, I don't know what else I can say. I mean, the writing is on the wall here, guys. Okay, like I said before, I've been working on this video for a while, and it's possible that more news could come out about Xbox, but I've done this video now. I never wanted to do this kind of video on my channel in the first place, but they forced my hand. Hopefully I won't have to do anything like this for a while. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks guys. Leave a like. Let me know how you feel about Xbox in the comments. I was a fan, and now I feel betrayed. Coincidentally, my HDMI port on my Xbox One X went out, and I just got rid of it because I don't feel the motivation to get it fixed. I mean, I don't want to support Xbox as a brand anymore. I even bought Gears of War on PS5, hoping that, I don't know, PlayStation gets some of the cut of that. I'm sure they do. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.